Sunbelt Conference women's soccer tournament game between Georgia Southern and Appalachian State. We're going over the announcement of the starting lineups right now and the bench reserves for both teams. First for the Georgia Southern Eagles, the starters are forward number 10, Nora El-Shami, midfielder number 24, Melinda Lucas, forward number 15, Jennifer Wittick, midfielder number 29, Sydney Van Kuren, defender number 13, Sydney Keir. Between the pipes for the Georgia Southern Eagles is goalkeeper number 0, Katie Mershon, defender number 16, Angelica Wallerstedt, defender number 18, Alana McShane, defender number 2, Renee Nance, and midfielder number 8, Nicole Niclario. And midfielder Paige Hoover, number 20. Eagles are coached by Brian Dunleavy.
Number 20, Paige Hoover. Number 24, Melinda Lucas. And number 29, Sydney Van Kuren. Head coach for the Mountaineers is Brian Dunleavy.
If you're just tuning in, this is the third game of a 4-game slate. Earlier today in the 10 o'clock game, number 3 seed Texas State knocked off number 6 seed Georgia State 1-0. 1 o'clock game saw number 2 seed Troy dispatch number 7 Louisiana Lafayette also by a score of 1-0. This matchup pits number 4 Georgia Southern against number 5 seed Appalachian State. And then the nightcap tonight at 7, those teams, South Alabama, the number 1 seed and regular season conference champion, will be taking on number 8 seed Arkansas Little Rock. Teams are getting ready to take the field as we speak. Final moments. Referee De Silva standing at the center stripe. Ball in hand, ready to get things going. Teams take a final moment to collect their thoughts, get on the same page, and get ready to fight for the right to play South Alabama /UALR winner, excuse me, in the 7 o'clock semifinal game. Georgia Southern and Appalachian State drew the unenviable task of playing in the bracket same side as the number 1 seed South Alabama. But first the Jaguars have to get past the number 8 seed Arkansas Little Rock team, which will be no short order for them to do. Your starting lineup for the Appalachian State Mountaineers: midfielder number 3, Jenny Lovelace; forward number 6, Jane Klein; defender number 8, Nicole Steele; forward number 9, Julia Holtz; defender number 13, Logan White; forward number 14, Sam Childress; defender number 16, Merlin Beckwith. The keeper is Megan Roberson, number 19. Aubrey Fletcher, number 21, will be playing up top for the Mountaineers. Lindsay Tully, number 28, and midfielder Kelly Flanders, number 30, round out the starting 11 for Coach Sarah Strickland's Mountaineers. Low-scoring affairs in both the early games today. We'll see if that changes this game. Appalachian State comes into the game with a 5-4 conference record, which is a smaller part of their 8-10 overall record. Opportunity early.
Shot for visitor. Shot.
Comes for naught for Georgia Southern. The matchup that we're going to be interested in following today will involve the Eagles all-conference forward, Nora El-Shami. She, alongside keeper Kate Merson, garnered all-conference honors first team to Sun Belt Conference Awards ceremony last night. Melinda Lucas, the midfielder, made the second team all-conference for the Eagles. El-Shami was the points leader for the Eagles, 20 points on 7 goals and 6 assists. 53 shots taken, 24 on frame. El-Shami could pose a matchup problem for Appalachian State. And we'll have to see how Appalachian State chooses to contend with her. As you can see on El-Shami already checking in to the attacking half. Merson with a booming punt. Trying to find El-Shami. Unable to knock it down. Looked like she was grabbed a little bit. She's going to have to be able to play through some of that. She's going to be a marked woman on the field today. Ball out to touch. Knocked down and played away. Both earlier games today were marked by a flurry of a start. I see Merson takes no chances and punches the ball away, but Appalachian State trying to keep the ball in the attacking half. Now El-Shami. Forward sprinting up fields, number 24, Melinda Lucas. Sophomore from Cape Coral, Florida. Lucas to the inside. Has El-Shami at the penalty area, the penalty mark. Also had an option for Jennifer Wittick, 5'10", sophomore from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. And Georgia Southern will take the throw. Corner earned, first one of the game for the Eagles. El-Shami will be over the ball.
Number 10, Nora El-Shami with the Georgia Southern corner kick.
Ball played an opportunity at the back post. Well defended, though, by Megan Robertson, the junior keeper for the Mountaineers. And a second corner is earned, and El-Shami will lope over to take it on the near side.
Same again.
Angelica Wallstead jogged over, perhaps with a short option. El-Shami floats another nice ball in, pressure. And ultimately the ball lands on top of the net, harmlessly for a goal kick. Knocked forward. Trying to spring El-Shami. Well defended and now cleared. That was Jane Klein trying to get on the end of it for the Mountaineers. Now giving chase, though, is Jenny Lovelace. Knocked down and El-Shami. Trying to get in. A bit of a touch. Wittick did well. But in the end, some comprehensive goalkeeping from Megan Robertson. And Robertson will punt clear. Ball played across forward. Oshami with her back to the goal. No problem for Roberson to come on over. She'll collect it rather easily. When these two teams met at the end of the season, Georgia Southern defeated Appalachian State 2-0. We'll see now. Georgia Southern can play on the counter. Oshami going to try to make a play at it, but well defended there by Appalachian State. Georgia Southern finished 16 points, 5-3-1 in conference, 10-5-2 overall. Appalachian State was 5-4 in conference, 8-10 overall, 15 points. Both teams, again, battling for the right to face the winner of Arkansas Little Rock and South Alabama tonight at 7. Arkansas Little Rock with the unenviable task of having to take on the number 1 conference seed and regular season conference champion. As the ball gets floated in, Roberson up to the task, headed wide. Not a bad free kick, though, taken by Wallerstedt. And Georgia State earns the throw-in. Georgia Southern, earns the throw-in. Ball won and played forward. On her horse is number 6, Jane Klein. Klein tries to cut to the inside. Has an option in Holtz if she can get to it. Holtz holds the ball up. Looks for Lovelace. Lovelace will come wide all the way to number 29, Lindsay Tully. Tully trying to dump a ball in. The shot. Merson, though, well up to the task of collecting it. And we'll play on. Wallerstedt trying to get forward. You know, it's worth noting that Merson was the first team all-conference goalkeeper. So, again, Appalachian State in for a tough challenge at both ends of the field. Although now the ball forward. This is Childress. Sam Childress, the 5'7" forward from Kernersville, North Carolina. Trying to cut to the inside. Instead, she'll let the ball roll out to touch for an Appalachian State throw-in. And now Childress again. Lays the ball off the cross, floated in. Player at the back post. And it was Roberson. Read it well. Collected it easily. Coming forward for Oshami. Trying to play it forward there. Into the penalty area went Whittick. At the end, the ball was played out but not clear. Picking it up is Lucas. Lucas for Keir. Keir back to Lucas. I don't think Lucas is going to get there, and she's not. Georgia Southern started off the season 3-0. Some pretty impressive wins at Francis Marion, at UNC Wilmington, but then they defeated Big Ten stalwart Indiana by a score of 2-1 in Auburn, Alabama on August 29th. They then proceeded to lose to Auburn University 3-0 for their first loss of the season. Ball played in. Tried to be redirected by Hoover. Instead, she concedes possession to Julia Holtz. They drew Coastal Carolina and Statesboro on the 19th. And then rattled off victories at Louisiana Monroe. As we see Alshami, the shot to the back post. Covered by Logan White. I think she knew it was going out, and we'll see our first substitution, our first change of the half. Number 5, Leah Girardi, coming in to replace number 3, Jenny Lovelace, for the Mountaineers. Very consistent wins till they ran into Georgia State on the 12th and lost 2-0 in Atlanta. Then they traveled here to Mobile and lost to the Jags 2-0. 3-0 loss to Troy. Kind of seeded their fate at that point into the number 5 seed. And then they drew 1-1 at Texas State at Statesboro. And then finally finished up the season with a solid win against Appalachian State, 2-0. Ball coming forward, Roberson. No problems. Ball looks like it's going to stay. Deft touch there from Van Kuren. She finds Wallerstedt. Some nice play now, possession on the near side. Ball went out to touch. Appalachian State started out their season 2-0, defeating Elon 3-1, losing to East Tennessee State before recovering to beat Liberty 4-3. As they got into conference play, their losses were to Texas State 2-1, South Alabama 2-1, Louisiana Lafayette 2-1, and at Georgia Southern 2-0. Jenna Caudill checking in for number 14, Sam Childress. So head coach Sarah Strickland going early and often to making changes. Ball played over. 15, Whittick showing some good strength there. Earning what looks like should be a direct kick. And Alana McShane will take the free kick. McShane looks to drive one to the far post, and she does. A high floater. Second chance ball for Alshami. Well covered, though, by Roberson. And Appalachian State looking to be very conservative defensively. Getting numbers behind the ball. Looking to maybe get a counterattack and get a cheap look in. They very nearly got one earlier. Play continues there. That's Leah Girardi. Girardi still battling. Turnovers created. Appalachian State very nearly creating another opportunity. And then the shot over the crossbar. Off the crossbar, excuse me. Deflected off of Merson. Very nearly could have gone in. It was a heads-up play by number 16, Angelica Wallerstedt. Keep Appalachian State, I would say, against the run of play from getting on the scoreboard early here in this quarterfinal. Ball floats over the crossbar.
One more shot to App State. Visitor. One more visitor shot. 3-3.
Head coach Sarah Strickland for the Mountaineers appealing to the fourth official. No reviews in this sport, though, at least not at this level. Strickland arguing that it appeared to her the ball bounced into the goal before it came out. Hard to tell from this angle. The AR had good position. Corner was earned. So Appalachian State not backing down from the 1v1 confrontations. Julia Holtz, the senior from Marietta, Georgia, earning a corner kick for her team. And this could be an opportunity for Appalachian State. Put some pressure on the Georgia Southern goal. Ball floated in. Dangerous floater. Jenna Caudill was in an excellent position. The ball just a little too high for her to get her head on.
I'll be out.
And to be fair, Merson read it well.
If I can bring something or anything like that.
Yet another example of why Merson is your first team all-conference keeper. And now Wittick playing out wide to Sydney Van Kuren. Van Kuren looking to get the cross in. Well defended, though. But ultimately out for a corner. Jenna Caudill hustled back. 110-yard run.
16. Just throw in. Oh, is it? My bad.
As we are about 20 minutes into the game. 20th minute. Georgia Southern 0. Appalachian State 0. 2014 Sun Belt Women's Soccer Conference Tournament. Game 3 of a 4-game quarterfinal slate. Don't forget tonight at 7 o'clock, the host team, South Alabama, takes on number 8 seed Arkansas Little Rock at 7 o'clock here at the Cage in Mobile, Alabama. And look at this, a run forward. Drawdy goes inside for Jane Klein. Eerily similar to the goal scored by Troy in the previous game. Klein very nearly going to take it to the house herself. Should be a corner, and it is. Smith for Troy in the previous game. Just a brilliant individual effort. Splits 2 defenders. 25-yard run at the goal. Puts a shot past the Louisiana Lafayette keeper for the goals-only game as the header comes down. Header was missed, rather. And this is Beckwith. And now White. Logan White looks like she may get out-muscled than she was. Sydney Van Kuren, the senior from Rincon, Georgia. Able to force her out. Force her away. And earn the goal kick. Georgia Southern swings it inside. That's Paige Hoover. Hoover trying to find it wide. And Logan Waters punch it clear for a throw-in for the Eagles. So a contrast in defensive styles from the last game. Louisiana Lafayette ran a very tight line, and it took an individual effort from their all-conference forward Smith to break it down. In this game, both teams playing much more dynamic lines, moving up and back as the game allows. And this is Nicole Niclario driving it forward. Flicked on, though. Unfortunately not flicked on. Renee Nance is able to win. Now a good battle here for Hoover. Hoover showing some strength. Some good soccer prowess there. Some good soccer judgment as well. Tried to knock the ball forward. El-Shami was lurking. And now we'll see how they handle it. Appalachian State has the opportunity to counter, and they do. This is Holtz up the flank. Holtz and Nance going to do battle down in the corner, it looks like. Possibly. Should be a corner kick, and it is. As Gabby Watson, sophomore midfielder, gets ready to check in for the Eagles. Style getting ready to take the corner. Styles a 5'4" senior from Charlotte, North Carolina. Second corner of the game for her, I believe. And she'll float one in. Better defended that time, but not out of trouble. Here's Holtz. Holtz fancies a shot back in. Unfortunate because she had style wide. Perhaps she was offside, not sure, but she had style as an option for perhaps a second cross. Hoover coming off, being replaced by number 17, Gabby Watson. As we said, Watson's the sophomore from Apollo Beach, Florida. Good battle in the midfield there. Picked up again by Van Kuren. Van Kuren working up the side. Has options. Just not a lot of space for her to play into there. Whittick's run took her away from the direction she was trying to play, and even Whittick's not quick enough to make that turn and get to that ball. And Roberson has no problem handling it. This is Drawdy. Now Holtz. Going to try to swing it wide. That's Caudill. Now for Klein. And again, that's Steele. This is Logan White on the near side. Poor decision to play the ball early there. Intercepted again by Van Kuren. Now Van Kuren over the ball. Sees Alshami on the inside. Possible handball. Nope. Referee's going to allow play to continue. I agree. Inside for Alshami. This is Kier. Now Lucas. Going to float one over. A bit hopeful that. As the closest attacker was Whittick, and she was about 15 yards to the right of where that ball landed. But here's Klein. Foul will be called there. That was Holtz getting tripped up there. So we're about 40, 45 yards out to the far side off center. Actually, probably closer to 50 yards. This field's most likely 60 yards long. Beautiful field, by the way. Excellent weather. Cool South Alabama evening. You don't see many of those much before this time of year. I am definitely enjoying it myself. And as Georgia Southern probes forward, now Lucas. Lewis going to try to get outside, unable to, but she'll keep possession. Has Watson available. Watson will split the difference. And that's Niclario. Now Whittick. That ball played out to touch. Tough on the call there. It looked like it deflected off of Renee Nance's leg or foot, possibly. The play continues. So a bit listless here. This could potentially cause a problem. And look at this. Here we go. Here's Holtz. Holtz going to try to serve one. She had Caudill on the back post. And Appalachian State will make another substitution. This time it's number 26, Morgan Mosak. Mosak, a freshman from Charlotte, North Carolina. She's checking in, replacing number 16, Merlin Beckwith.
Number 26, Morgan Mosak.
So a midfielder for a defender, at least according to the roster. And we'll see corner kick number 4. Let's see what Appalachian State's got up its sleeve here. Another nice ball floated in. The header deflected up and over. So Appalachian State doing well to get position on the Georgia Southern defense. But so far it's all come to naught. As now we see on the counter, Lucas driving into midfield. Has Alshami. Now perhaps going to try to find number 15, Whittick. Well read there by number 13, Logan White, the junior from Frisco, Texas. And forward again for Holtz. Can Holtz get to it? She does. One to beat. She serves across. Way over. Just captured. So Appalachian State not quite ready to say no. They're going to continue to attack, and it looks like Holtz may see the lion's share of the opportunities to create scoring chances for the Mountaineers. It's a matchup on that side of the field that so far has somewhat favored Holtz. 3 of the 4 corner kicks have come from that side, and Holtz has served a couple of decent serviceable crosses. But Georgia Southern's defense has been up to the task thus far in keeping Appalachian State out of the net. .32nd minute here on the campus of the University of South Alabama in Mobile. I'm Steve Morisani Jr., and I'll be with you for the duration of tonight's match. Free kick played in, dangerous. Roberson, a cool customer. Number 5, Appalachian State taking on number 4, Georgia Southern. Southern in all white with blue trim. Appalachian State in the black kit with gold numbers. Appalachian State moving from right to left on your screen. Here's Fletcher. Looking for Holtz. Holtz is going to have to lope after this one. Maybe needs a chance to recharge. Get more gas in her tank. Goal kick earned. So definitely a matchup on the far side of the field that Appalachian State likes. Holtz has been doing battle with both Nance and Sydney Keir.
Thank you, Mike. 36 for 9, black.
Sarah Moon getting ready to check in for the Mountaineers. Appalachian State, though, still trying to press. Ball served in, floats wide. And that was Jenna Cottle. As Sydney Moon gets ready to check in. Moon, a 5'9" freshman from Cornelius, North Carolina. She's going to replace a little bit of a fatigue Julia Holtz. Holtz, the senior from Marietta, Georgia. Did well, though, in the 30-odd minutes that she played, creating opportunities to serve crosses and earn corner kicks for the Mountaineers. As we're back to it, as Morgan Mosak trying to head the ball forward. Now Whittick for Elshami. Elshami has options wide, and she'll use it. This is Van Kuren. Whittick with a chance, perhaps. Not cleared very convincingly by the Mountaineers. Elshami. A little bit of a nudge there, and play continues. Good battle there in the midfield. Picked up by Elshami. Wide for Van Kuren. And Van Kuren would have been hard-pressed to get on the end of that one. Good battle, though, in the midfield. Nicole Niclario. Battling a couple players that are a little bit taller than her, winning the header. And this is Jane Klein giving chase. Some contact there, but referee De Silva there to calm things down. And play resumes. Oh, the switch over there from Moon. Can Moon have the same success? Great overlapping run from Tully. Tully's going to serve one into the box. Klein's run took her to the far side of that cross. She had no chance of getting to it. But again, Mountaineers fancying that side, that left side of that right side of the field. Your far side. Swung line for Van Kuren. Van Kuren, can she serve? Looking for options. Plays a great diagonal ball on the back post. Hanging out there is Melinda Lucas, the sophomore from Cape Coral. Ultimately, the ball went across the touch end line for a goal kick. 33rd minute. Georgia Southern 0, Appalachian State 0. This is the Sun Belt Conference Women's Soccer Tournament. The winner gets a ticket punch to the big dance. Chance to play for a national championship. Some nice work there from Van Kuren. Chami. Can Van Kuren get there? She's able to. Cuts back to the inside and it looks like she's fouled. Clip there. Such a fast move. I'm not so sure that number 13, Logan White, had any other option there. 1 second the ball was there. 1 second it was not. Ball's floated in. Tricky save there. The strike from Elshami off the side of her foot. Elshami puts her head in her hand. She knows she should have done better there. A couple of substitutes getting ready to check in. Stephanie Grotto getting ready to check in for the Panthers along with number 23, Ali Bashir. Checking in for the Mountaineers, number 11, Morgan Fancher. Van Kuren and Niclario getting a much-deserved, well-deserved rest. Put in some good minutes here in the first half. Another dangerous corner floats in. And McShane got heads and shoulders above everyone. Somehow the ball played past her. Elshami serves just a dazzling corner kick. And Roberson. Lost one into the midfield. Headed forward for Elshami. Instead, it's Appalachian State that comes up with it. Here's number 11, Morgan Fancher. Fancher to the inside. That was Mosak trying to play the ball forward. Instead, it's going to stay in play. And here's Grotto's chance to get her first touch, and she does. She keeps it. Just a bit of a heavy touch. Roberson will collect it. No issues. Whittick's lurking. So a well-placed ball into the penalty area could find Whittick in front of the goal with an opportunity to score. Demonstrating a good nose for good positioning, which is always nice to see out of a forward. Likewise, Klein for Appalachian State doing a nice job as well, getting into dangerous positions. She alongside Jenna Caudle for the Mountaineers, both in position to cause trouble. It's only a matter of time for one of those crosses finds their feet or finds a space they can step into, create an opportunity to get one on frame and perhaps score. And again, here's Klein. Klein trying to replicate the success Holt's had of earning corner kicks. The cross gets served in. Very interesting. Caudle takes a really smart position in the back post. She's having to really hustle to get back. And now opportunity. Appalachian State instead will play. So the game taking on a bit of a frenetic pace. That was Kelly Flanders playing the ball out. Or rather, check that, number 26, Morgan Mosak. Jen Bass checking in, replacing the number 6, Jane Klein. And then replacing number 24, Melinda Lucas, was, I believe, number 11, Caitlin Tonko. Free kick for McShane. Mulls over options, perhaps something driven in. Instead, it comes near post, not even into the penalty area. And here's an opportunity. On our horse is Jen Bass. Fresh legs could be the difference here in this race. Bass, can she turn the corner? The cross! Georgia Southern had it well covered. And now they have a chance to counter the ball forward. But Appalachian State intent to counter as well. And here they come again. The shot. That was Leah Drawdy. Never really testing Merson, but still I think it bodes well for the Mountaineers, creating opportunities. And they'll clear into midfield. Forward trying to find that far side. Well played, Georgia Southern. Coming forward. El Shami has to check back, is unable to get there, but she'll work for the ball. Second chance. And that was Gabby Watson. Foul called. De Silva in a good spot to make the call. And Georgia Southern will take the free kick. 15, 20 yards into their half. This is McShane. Again, trying to set up perhaps a back post option. Great ball floated in. Keeper's there. No issues. Jackie Naradka getting ready to check in for the Mountaineers. So a number of substitutions made in the first half for the Mountaineers. And we should see that substitution now. Naradka coming in. Looks like she's replacing Mossack. And she is. Naradka, 5'5" midfielder from Kernersville, North Carolina. And Georgia Southern earned the throw-in. He's going to require them to start a little bit closer where the ball went out of play. We are now into the 40th minute, approaching the 41st minute. Score still 0-0. Deft touch forward there. Ball will go out to touch. Flung into the penalty area. Could be danger. Grotto was lurking. Tough ball to deal with coming in high like that. And play continues. Deft touch there from Whittick. Little flare there from Georgia Southern. Always appreciate players' individual creativity. Hopefully we'll see more of that from Whittick as we wind into the 42nd minute. Chasing it down is Nance. Nance going to mull over options and she'll play it forward. Whittick unable to play it. Comes all the way out to touch though for another Georgia Southern throw. Don't forget, folks, to tune in tonight at 7 o'clock. The regular season conference champion and number 1 tournament seed South Alabama Jaguars take on the number 8 seed University of Arkansas Little Rock team. Game will be broadcast live here at 7 o'clock. Check out sunbeltconference.com for more information. Whittick perhaps living dangerously there, but she does earn the corner kick. The Appalachian State defender was a little peeved with the contact. And here's Al-Shami. Served in some nice looking crosses. Let's see what happens here. The in-swinger coming in. Knocked down and into the net. And our first goal of the game looks like it was scored by number 5, Stephanie Grotto. And yes, it was. Grotto heads it down. What a serve, though, from El-Shami. And there you have it, 1-0 Georgia Southern in the 43rd minute. Roberson appealing to the referee for some, looked like a lot of jersey tugging. Difficult in those situations there when there's a scrum for the ball. Some of that stuff happens. Sometimes it gets called, sometimes it does not. I know that's no consolation for the Mountaineers, who, to their credit, have been dangerous going forward. Let's see if that trend can continue for them. And right off the bat, they're responding with some energy. This is Sarah Moon. Earns a throw-in. Already, take a look. On the far side, you've got Jenna Caudill just quietly sneaking into position. She might be able to get in front of Wallerstedt and create a chance, though. Very nearly happened. Here's Caudill. Excuse me, that's Grotto, the goal scorer. And here we go. Bashir. Grotto. Can she get another? You can see the look of intensity in Grotto's face. She wants the ball. She wants to create a chance. Georgia Southern going to press forward now. If you notice, Alshami's dropped off into the midfield a little bit. Perhaps maybe to make things difficult for Appalachian State's defense. Here's Grotto. What strength. Now Watterson with the shot in. No issue there for Roberson. 44th minute winding down. Just over a minute left in the half. Georgia Southern 1, Appalachian State 0. But this game is all to play for right now. Appalachian State not having as much success on that far side when Holtz got subbed off. But to be fair, she was working hard the entire game. Created several tricky chances, which ultimately came to naught. And there's Grotto looking to play the ball through the gap. Unfortunately, that ball is going to have to go out for a goal kick. And we are now in the 45th minute. There's no injury time in NCAA Division I tournament play. So the game will end in about 40 seconds. Georgia Southern with the lead, 1-0. Compliments of a Stephanie Grotto goal in the 43rd minute. Grotto got on the end of a Nora El-Shami corner kick, and to be fair, it was one of a number of really, really pretty corner kicks El-Shami had played in. Appalachian State. That was Leah Drawdy. Still opportunity, still time.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
And the half should end 1-0.
3,
And it does.
1.
Your score at the half, Georgia Southern 1, Appalachian State 0. Appalachian State looking to break the string of the lower seed team, bowing out of the tournament, as both number 6 and number 7 bowed out earlier today. Georgia State, the number 6 seed, losing number 3 Texas State 1-0 this morning. And Louisiana Lafayette also losing to Troy 1-0. Troy and Texas State will meet in the 4 o'clock semifinal Friday at 4 o'clock. The winner of this game will face the winner of University of Arkansas Little Rock and South Alabama 7 o'clock this Friday. All these games will be broadcast live and on demand. Visit sunbeltconference.com for more details. Your statistical wrap up for Appalachian State. Megan Roberson makes 4 saves, conceding 1 goal. Appalachian State tallied 6 shots. Georgia Southern 9. Both teams tallied 4 corner kicks in the first half. The goal was scored by Stephanie Grotto in the 43rd minute, assisted by Nora El-Shami. For Georgia Southern, keeper Merson made 3 saves, allowing no goals. Alana McShane led all Georgia Southern players with, Nora El-Shami led all Georgia Southern players with 3 shots on goal. Alana McShane and Melinda Lucas tallied 2 each. Stephanie Grotto and Gabby Watson each notched one shot, and Grotto's first shot was the first goal of the game. For Appalachian State, Julia Holtz, 2 shots. Lindsay Tully tallied 1. Leah Drawdy tallied 3, 2 of which were on frame. So there is some good for Appalachian State to focus on here at halftime. We'll see what changes the coaches make. Second half underway in about 13 minutes. I'm Steve Morisani Jr. I want to take this moment to thank our sponsors of the 2014 Sun Belt Conference Women's Soccer Championship. Sponsored by Levy, innovating the art of recognition with custom awards. Screen Tech, the official Sun Belt provider of custom screen printed and embroidered apparel. Wilson Sporting Goods is proud to be official soccer ball of the Sun Belt Conference. Marriott Lakeway, Marriott Lakeway. Come dine like a VIP in the newly renovated Marriott Great Room, where everyone is treated like an MVP. Take 5 Oil Change, the fastest oil change on the planet. Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more in car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. CCI, Total Signage Solution Specialists, and Under Armour. Visit UA.com today to see Under Armour's full range of performance gear. I'm Steve Morisani Jr. I'll be back with you in just a moment. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen, second half underway. Just a quick recount. Score is 1-0. Stephanie Grotto, game's only goal in the 43rd minute off of a Nora El-Shami corner kick. But Appalachian State not ready to say goodbye to the season just quite yet. Foul there, dangerous spot, and right off the bat, Appalachian State can draw blood. In position, dangerous spot. Keeper Merson getting the wall set. They're going to have to back off. They require 10 yards. And let's see if Appalachian State can get on the scoreboard here. Dangerous opportunity here. Over the ball, Sam Childress, number 14 for the Mountaineers. She'll set the ball. You got to think this will be a shot on frame. Although there are options there. Droughty on the near side, but it looks like they'll just crash the goal. We'll see what happens. Ball launched in. Driven, but not dangerously so. The Mountaineers will keep possession. This is outside. That was Lindsay Tully. Tully trying to serve across. The flick. Appalachian State coming out to start the second half with some gusto. And they'll need, they're trailing 1-0. El-Shami. Going to try to get forward if she can. Instead, Steele does battle, is able to keep it. Though not out of danger yet. Steele still on the ball with El-Shami chasing. Appalachian State will have to concede the throw. This is Tully for the throw. Flicked on. Dottie plays it back, then the ball comes forward. Opportunity here perhaps for El-Shami. So far, El-Shami's impact in the game has been limited to what she's been able to do on the corner kicks, which have been formidable, I will say. Several dangerous corner kicks served in by the all-conference forward. And Megan Roberson, the keeper for Appalachian State, only beaten once. Handled the other corners with class and composure. It was a well-timed header by Stephanie Grotto, which proves to be the difference maker now. And Appalachian State's looking to have to equalize as they'll take the throw-in. Georgia Southern has them pinned in, though. But now perhaps a breakout for them. Droughty, rather, I should say. And now a turn. That was Niclario. Niclario again with the win. Deft touch there from number 23, Ali Bashir. Ball played forward. That's Holtz. So Holtz trying to get back on point. Their first half antics, keeping the ball hemmed in, serving crosses, earning corner kicks for the Mountaineers. Now she'll step forward to try to win. Still battling there. That was Merlin Beckwith. El-Shami. Can she win? Played for Appalachian State. Snuck in and had the pocket picked. That was Jane Klein. Klein still on the ball. Earns the throw-in for the Mountaineers. If you're just joining us, this is the Sun Belt Conference Women's Soccer Tournament. This is game 3 of a 4-game quarterfinal slate. Look at the ball headed down. Merson up to the task. Earlier today, Texas State and Troy both advanced. Number 3 seed, number 2 seed squaring off in the 4 o'clock semifinal on Friday. Here you're watching number 5 seed Appalachian State, number 4 seed Georgia Southern. Winner of this game will face the winner of the number 8 Arkansas Little Rock, number 1 seed South Alabama game tonight at 7. There's Lucas. Lucas mulling over options. Getting into a dangerous spot there was Bashir. And Georgia Southern will take the throw. Georgia Southern in all white with blue trim, moving from right to left on your screen. Appalachian State in the black kit with yellow numbers, moving from left to right. Ball floated in. Interesting decision there from Roberson to try to come and make a play on it. Fortunately, no one was there to put the shot in. Now here's Alsharmi. Can she win the 1v1? Just solid defending there from Appalachian State. Lindsay Tully up to it and then some. But now Alsharmi. Ball's going to rattle around before it gets knotted forward. Or knotted back, I should say. Courage on display from both teams here. Ball's going to float forward. This could be a problem. The ball's going to bounce. And that was Sam Childress trying to get in the head of Merson. To no avail. Merson, cool as a cucumber, collects the ball, then distributes it via the punt. And that ball's going to float over the top. Although not quite far enough there. Picked up there by Beckwith. Beckwith's going to try to keep it. She does. She finds Tully. Beckwith with the overlapping run, unable to get it. Instead, it's picked up there by number 8, Nicole Steele. Steele's going to play a driving ball forward. But even the pacey Beckwith doesn't have a shot at that one. Ball will go across the touch line, end line rather, for a goal kick. Very wide open game here so far. Look at this. Alsharmi was in. The cross gets served. Good defending though by Steele. But not out of danger of the deflection. Falls to the feet. That was Melinda Lucas. Don't think she necessarily expected the deflection. She did well to knock the ball down. But instead, here's the battle here. And we're going Klein. Klein pulled down. Caution maybe. No, good restraint shown by referee De Silva. Perhaps a tactical foul. But Steele will take the free kick in any event. Ball driven into the far post. Great strike! And the AR's flag was up for offside. Still, though, well struck. Lovelace was in position to make a play, as was another Mountaineer. It looked like it might have been Jane Klein. Well, it wasn't Lovelace, excuse me. It was number 9. Julia Holtz. Holtz's name we've been calling quite a bit tonight. And through. Very tough young women out there playing the game tonight, folks. I can promise you that hurts. Here we go, Georgia Southern. Brashear looking to double the lead. Although 2 goals may not be enough if Appalachian State can continue to apply pressure. Dangerous ball floats in. El Shami was lurking. Just not enough there. Roberson thought about it. The fullbacks for Appalachian State were up to the task. And El Shami's forced a foul. Approaching 55 minutes played. We're in the 52nd minute now. Georgia Southern 1, Appalachian State 0. Winner of this game plays the winner of the South Alabama-Arkansas Little Rock game tonight at 7. South Alabama comes in the regular season conference champions, the number 1 seed in tournament. Arkansas Little Rock is the number 8 seed. Hard foul there. And there's your warning whistle for Nicole Steele. There will be no more of that, says the referee. This is Alana McShane over the ball. See what she does here. Nice ball floated in. Oshami tries to make a play for it. Instead it's won by Appalachian State, although there's the turn to the inside. Lucas has got to try to do better there, but to be fair, she was having to contend with Lindsay Tully. It was not going to make it easy for Lucas to turn and get a serve in. Knocked down. Inadequate ball played back, and now Georgia Southern has a chance to press. And instead Appalachian State comes up with it. With options, she finds it wide. This is Holtz on the near side. Holtz going to try to cut outside. We'll try to turn the corner. She may be able to. The cross. The strike. And it's a game of inches tonight, folks. The best opportunity of the night, or at least of the half, that was Merlin Beckwith. Very nearly getting Appalachian State level. Now, should the game be tied at the end of regulation, 2 overtime periods shall be played. At their conclusion, which if the game is still tied, they will go to kicks from the mark. Close encounter there from El Shami. Make sure I be nice to anything I say about her going forward, because she's gotten close a couple times. And Kier with the throw. So an exciting game unfolding in front of us, folks. A bit more wide open than either of the earlier 2 games, although the complexion of the games are all the same. Higher seed leading, having to protect a 1-0 lead. Appalachian State, though, playing to win and somewhat throwing caution to the wind, although not unreservedly so. As Appalachian State can cut to the inside, instead she'll play it wide. That's Holtz. Holtz again. We'll try to turn the corner if she can get around. To the inside, she cuts. What a great move. The cross. That could be Holtz's 4th corner she's earned for her squad tonight. So Holt's going to earn the accolades that come her way. Win, lose, or draw tonight. Although there will be no draw. we will have a winner. Appalachian State's fifth corner of the game, their first of the half. The goal scorer, Grotto, getting ready to check back in for Georgia Southern. Another good opportunity. Both teams dangerous on the corner kick. So highly likely that any of the goals that come in this game will not come from the run of play, but could come from a dead ball situation. Grotto checking in, replacing number 24, Melinda Lucas.
That was a visitor's shot, but I don't know who took it. Visitor's shot.
Grotto with a dandy of a header in the 43rd minute
I was looking at the sub roster for this.
to give us the game's only goal. Coming forward, Appalachian State. That foray thwarted again. Grotto scored 4 goals during the regular season, had 1 assist, scoring 9 points for her Eagles. Dangerous spot here. Can Holtz get forward? Holtz working against Renee Nance. Nance wins that one. Grotto. That is Brashear. O'Sharmy. Grotto demonstrating some admirable, excellent fitness here. O'Sharmy. Definitely offside. No chance there. Kelly Flanders was a deepest line defender, and she saw the run. O'Sharmy was making, as she was making it, and just calmly stepped forward, timing it perfectly, getting out of danger before Grotto was able to play the ball. Grotto, the junior from Manorville, New York, though getting on the field the second half and immediately making an impact. And Appalachian State resumes, coming forward, looking for the equalizer. Grotto plays one forward. O'Sharmy's on. Question is, can O'Sharmy get inside? Tries to turn the corner. Well defended, though. Excellent defending by Steele. Steele got a full tall order dealing with all-conference superstar Nora O'Sharmy. O'Sharmy, the leading goal scorer for Georgia Southern this year. Held to just an assist, but an important one as it's the game's only goal. And O'Sharmy, repeat the magic, Grotto hanging out just in front of Roberson, the keeper. Another dazzler floated in. And that time Roberson wasn't going to have any of it. The ball floats in again. Grotto looks like she may have taken a hit to the face. Having a hard time getting up. Grotto needing extended treatment. We'll see if she's able to stay on. And hopefully she's okay. Potentially issue with bleeding. Looks like she's holding her nose or perhaps her mouth. And Melinda Lucas will check back in. Honoring the game for her first minutes is number 10, Cabrina Keys. Keys is a 5'0 junior. Junior out of Jefferson, North Carolina. And here's Tully. Oh, and holds his touch, just let her down there. Oh, clever back heel there for Kier. Noticeable in her absence, Jennifer Wittick. for the Eagles. And here comes Appalachian State again, a shot. Well read, though, by Merson. No issues there. '66th minute here on the campus of the University of South Alabama. Sunbelt Conference Tournament, women's soccer. Georgia State clinging to a 1-0 lead, but this game is wide open, folks. And the ball in. Can Holtz get there? Holtz may make a play. She takes a hard hit, but she picks up the corner. She's taking one for the team there. She hit the ground hard, landing on her shoulder. Holtz has been just a midfield dynamo on that right-hand side the entire evening. She has been in just an absolute battle with Renee Nance. I'm of the opinion if they play 10 times, each one of them is going to win 5. Nance doing well. Laying down the law there. Making Holtz at least have to think about it. As we see the referee having a word with a couple of players. A lot of jostling and shoving going on in that little pile there. We'll see if El Sharmi can play another dazzler into the back post. Instead, it's a grass cutter on the ground. Picked up, though. Excuse me, check that. Not El Sharmi, the catch. My apologies, folks. That was Appalachian State all day there. My apologies. That was number 8, Nicole Niclario. Check that. Nicole Steele. My apologies. Just taking a beating here, folks, and I apologize. That was Katie Merson with the save, though. It's good hands there, and Appalachian State will win the goal kick, the throw-in, I should say. And the hits just keep coming for me, folks. Forward is Lucas. So Shami's taking a more of a wider position now, slightly off center. Not having a lot of luck through the middle. She'll instead try to apply on the backside of far post. And Appalachian State looks to try to break out. They may be able to here. They've got numbers coming forward if they work quickly. And they're off to the races there. Got Holtz on the far side. On the near side, I should say. And unfortunately, Klein just underhit it. '68th minute. Georgia Southern 1, Appalachian State 0. But folks, this game is anything but over. Quite an exciting game, folks. Appalachian State going for the jugular to try to get that equalizer and prolong their season. Georgia Southern, though, doing well, though, handling the pressure, absorbing it well. And Appalachian State coming forward. Runners in. Touch fails, but she won the second one, perhaps. Picked up there. The strike. Just deflected there. Klein trying to make something happen. Georgia Southern's defense, though, well up to the task. No Shami. Tried to find Lucas. Instead, Lucas may actually get it back. Can Lucas turn the corner? Steele having nothing doing there. Concedes the throw. Another corner kick. Shami with a chance to apply her trade again. Just after sunset here. Temperature's about 70 degrees. No more breeze. At a breeze earlier can contend with in the 1 o'clock game. Whittick now checks back in. bit over hit there from Alshami that time, but Wittick does check back in. And Georgia Southern will take the throw on the far side. Lobbed in for Wittick. Wittick might be able to turn with it. She tries to play something in for Alshami. Shot from Lucas deflected. It's a second look from Sydney Keir. Harmless. Up and out of play. Ooh, takes a spill there. Georgia Southern with the free kick. And we'll see what McShane has up her sleeve for this one. Players stacking up on the back post. Alshami just at the penalty mark. She'll curl away. McShane should look to drive one in. She somewhat floats it. Clever there from Alshami. Appeals for a handball. Go ignored. Perhaps rightly so. And the free kick awarded. There's no advantage materialized for the Mountaineers on the foul. '71st minute. University of South Alabama, Appalachian State trailing Georgia Southern 1-0 on a Stephanie Grotto goal in the 42nd minute. Here's a chance, though, for Appalachian State. Trying to link up with Holtz, who's had some success on the near side. Creating opportunities. Perhaps the touch. Appalachian State still with it. Can she turn to the inside? Serves one in. Chodros was lurking but didn't have a play on the ball. And a couple of Mountaineers will be checking in. Cardle and Droughty checking in, replacing Logan White. And number 14, Sam Childress. So some fresh legs coming in. Appalachian State perhaps sensing an opportunity. And the chess match continues. Won but not convincingly so. Brought down and played across. That was Fletcher. So Appalachian State nipping away. Last couple of chances not terribly compelling. The intensity level from both teams has been pretty high. Clever return there from Hoover. Now Lucas. Alshami. Little nudge in the back there. McShane. Free kick specialist. Lobs one over, looking for Alshami. Foul there called on number 20, Paige Hoover. Appeals for the card for unsporting behavior on Alshami go ignored as well. Alshami playing dangerously there. She's had a relatively clean game. Referee giving her the benefit of the doubt. Now Appalachian State back coming forward. Has Holtz wide. Instead it could be a battle inside. A foul coming out. bit too over-eager there was Jane Klein. Sensing an opportunity, perhaps. Gabby Watson getting ready to check back in for Georgia Southern. Holtz, back at it again. And that time unable to earn the corner kick. See Gabby Watson checking in, replacing number 20, Paige Hoover. Watson with a fantastic work rate. Strong shift as we get into the 76th minute. And neither team ready to say goodbye to the season. Clever step over. All for naught. Ken Hoover. That was Holtz, rather. Holtz took a little bit of a clip. And we're going to see a caution possibly, or at least a talking to. And it looks like he's going to talk to Coach Strickland. No, actually the assistant on the sideline. One of the jobs of the assistant coach is to take some of that heat for the head coach. Wittick has an option if she wants to play it. And she'll play now. Streaking up the sideline. That looks like that's Lucas. Can Lucas get the cross off? She does. Although, my apologies, that was not Lucas. That was Allie Brashear. I think it was Brashear. It's hard to see the numbers from up here, folks. Here's Holtz. Holtz cuts to the inside. Still on the ball, Holtz. Holtz is going to choose the shot. I don't think they're going to get to it first. Going to go out for a corner kick. Holtz earning her stripes tonight. And that cross was played in, my apologies, by Sydney Van Kuren. Compliments to my spotter there. Served in, Appalachian State. Can they get on the end of it? Just over the crossbar. Fletcher with the chance. If Holtz can keep doing the job on the near side and continue to generate opportunities for corner kicks, Appalachian State may be able to get on the end of one and equalize. And for Georgia Southern, if Wittick gets that much space again, she may not wait so long to play that ball out wide to Van Kuren. And here's Holtz, trying to work up the near side. Stephanie Grotto checking back in for Georgia Southern, checking in for Appalachian State. Number 14, Sam Childress. So Grotto replaces Van Kuren. Grotto with a little tape on her nose, so some sort of facial injury. Hopefully nothing serious. Maybe just a superficial cut, we hope. Hopefully not a... Oh, look at the toughness there from Grotto. Still Appalachian State comes through with toughness of their own. Now into the final third, the cross. Bobble there. Lovely ball in, though, from Lindsay Tully. What a sweet cross. Appalachian State could nick one. The intensity level incrementally beginning to pick up again as we see Holtz ready to do battle again. This time she'll face off with Sydney Kier before her old adversary Nance steps on in and tackles the ball away. 78th minute. 78th minute. Georgia Southern 1. Appalachian State 0, but pressing. Holtz. Can she earn another corner kick? Not that time. That was Nicole Steele. Clearing the ball out to touch for a throw-in. Now Holtz. Ball floated over. Opportunity perhaps. Ball still in play. Appalachian State committing numbers forward. The shot comes in. Georgia Southern defense. Georgia Southern defense doing a good enough job, though, of limiting the looks that the Appalachian State Mountaineers are able to get here. Some good chess getting played right now by both teams. Appalachian State committing resources forward to get the equalizer. Georgia Southern, though, composure of their back four, quite commendable and quite entertaining to watch. Although Appalachian State may yet get an opportunity to equalize as we get into the 90th minute. Trailing 1-0. Last touch there by Tully. And Whittick looking for the opportunity. Whittick going to give chase. Whittick does well to prevent the corner kick. Instead, it's a very deep throw with Appalachian State. May try to play out. Good skill there from Sydney Kier. And it's got to be a card. And here it comes. Should be Kier. Jersey pull. Tactical foul. Smart spot to make it in. But she'll take the caution. Tough decision for Kier to have to make. Taking one for the team there, but prevented what could have been a wide open counter for the Mountaineers. And play will resume. Holt still hanging out on the near side. She's available if they get the ball to her, but Whittick now going to try to come forward. Instead, calmly dispatched by Aubrey Fletcher as another potential counterattack for Georgia Southern thrusted aside and have to start with a throw. Now the Mountaineers coming forward. Holtz on the near side if they can get the ball to her. That was just Jenna Caudle. She'll take the throw. Beckwith. Caudle trying to play out with Beckwith. Nothing doing as Wallerstedt will clear out to touch. Now Appalachian State will take the throw. That's Aubrey Fletcher. The shot comes in. Wide of the near post. 73rd minute. Appalachian State probing, pressing. Georgia Southern pairing a flurry of attempts. Most inconsequential, but a couple very nearly put Appalachian State on the scoreboard, particularly on corner kicks. The work Holtz is doing here, as you see her, he tries to get in behind. She'll try to use that pace. Can she serve the cross? And another corner kick earned for her Mountaineers. This will steal to take the corner kick. This is at least Appalachian State's fourth corner of the half. The ball driven in the flick. Ball still in play. Still in play. Searching. Ball played back across. Third opportunity if she can get there. Still will maintain possession if she can turn. Fights through the jersey pull and is able to continue play, but then dispossessed. Appalachian State committing resources forward. Everybody's in. But Fletcher. And now they'll have to regroup and reorganize. Methodically coming up the sideline is Lucas. Lucas has Whittick on the inside. If she wants her, she'll play her. Whittick just misplayed it. Al-Shami was wide open in the center of the pitch. Roberson able to handle, though, the ball in. And they'll play wide. Tully trying to find Holtz. Holtz dispossessed, this time by Kier. Kier's going to play forward for Whittick. And Whittick's in. Whittick can steal. And Whittick earns the corner kick for the Eagles. As we get into the 75th minute approaching. Georgia Southern 1-0, but this game is wide open, folks. And hopefully a portent of things to come tonight in the 7 o'clock nightcap between South Alabama and Arkansas Little Rock. Appalachian State throwing caution to the wind, getting numbers forward, trying to get the equalizer. But Al-Sharmi here doing what she's done best tonight, which is a curving ball in. Another opportunity. Whittick very nearly got an end of that, but instead it's Roberson. She'll collect it tidily. And she'll try to drive one out of into the midfield. Holtz. That was Klein. Klein takes a spill in the corner, and the ball's going to stay in play. Holtz comes over, unable to knock it down. Good battle there, picked up by number 28, Tully. Tully can turn to the inside. Smartly played across to Aubrey Fletcher. Fletcher with room to run. She'll take it. Fletcher looking for the gap. She finds it. Second chance to strike. Deflected. Foul conceded there. Unfortunate for Caudle. Caudle got the ball in a nice area. Fortunately, fouled the Georgia Southern defender. But for a moment there, Aubrey Fletcher, the fate of the team on her shoulders, very nearly providing the thrust the Mountaineers needed to equalize. Quite an entertaining game here as we round into the 76th minute. One of Appalachian State. And a Holtz and Kier will continue to battle. What a matchup. We've enjoyed watching it. Jen Bass checking in. Provide some much-needed fresh legs. And can she be the difference maker for the Mountaineers? And he got to call it. The initial foul was there. He was going to allow advantage to play. Right, wrong, or indifferent. That's an excellent call by the referee, in my opinion. The initial foul occurred with the jersey pull outside the penalty area. Yeah, there was contact inside the box. The referee was allowing advantage to play on the initial foul, which was the wraparound by the Georgia Southern defender. And now we'll see what Appalachian State can do. Ball floated in. Chance wasted by Steele. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Another opportunity for Appalachian State squandered, but still 3.5 minutes left to play. Appalachian State all in. They may yet get another opportunity. Grotto goes to the outside. Has Whittick if she wants her. And she'll try to play. Lucas also was hanging out in the area of the penalty mark. Instead, it's flicked on. But not over. Well won there. This is Leclario. Finds Whittick. AR spot on there. Whittick a bit ambitious to get forward. Made a run before Leclario was ready to play it. AR flags her for offside. 78th minute, excuse me. Now Appalachian State coming forward. Holtz might be able to get there if she's got gas in the tank. She does. And she'll get to cross in a driven ball. right across the face of the goal. And, folks, that's how Appalachian State's night's gone. Missed opportunities. And they are flag up for offside. And Appalachian State just unable to find the back of the net. The Mountaineers, not for lack of trying. 88th minute, excuse me. Played forward. That was Watson. Nielsen gave possession away, and now they look for Holtz. Holtz, though, well read there by the Georgia Southern defense, and now she's got to face up. Well won, though, by Kier. And you can see fatigue starting to set in just a little bit. These young women have been working very hard tonight, both sides. And there's Holtz. Looks like it was last touched by Holtz. AR was there to make the call. Unfortunate for Appalachian State. And Georgia Southern will take a goal kick. 90th minute.
1 minute.
It's do or die now for Appalachian State. Can they get a couple forays more? And get on the end of one of those divine crosses that's been being played in from Holtz. Not now, though. Conceding the foul just on this side of midfield. And McShane will take her time with this one. She'll spot the ball. And McShane's going to play one in. Grotto unable to get on the end of it, and now it's up to Appalachian State. Grotto. Could be trouble for Appalachian State. Plays it wide. Nice move there by Lucas. And now Appalachian State's got their work cut out for them. Play allowed to continue.
9, 8, 7,
And Georgia Southern has punched their ticket
4, 3,
all to the semifinals.
1.
Well, they will await the winner of South Alabama and Arkansas Little Rock. And the tail can be seen if you just take a look down on the field for Appalachian State. Julia Holtz spent. Left it all on the field. Just unlucky. Appalachian State with opportunities. But for them, it's the end of the road. Holtz inconsolable. Appalachian State players stunned disbelief. In spurts, they had the better of the play, I felt, tonight. They just could not find the back of the net. All right, folks, your final from the cage. Quarterfinal number 3. Georgia Southern 1, Appalachian State 0. One more to go, folks. 3 in the books, 1 left. South Alabama taking on Arkansas Little Rock at 7. I'm Steve Morisani Jr., and I'll be back with you in just a moment.